Excellency President William Ruto, John Mbadi, Minister of Finance, our Governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, ministers from across the continent, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Allow me to wish you all a warm welcome to our annual general meeting and to this gala dinner. I want to start by expressing my sincere gratitude to Your Excellency President William Ruto for hosting us here at State House. This is a first for our organization. Thank you very much. I am personally overwhelmed by your unwavering support for our organization and in general African financial institutions. You have been a pillar of championing the AMFI institutions. Thank you again. Kenya has been hosting us since 2001 when we were formed and has hosted the annual general meeting in 2013 and in 2017 where Your Excellency actually opened our annual general meeting as Vice President then. So this is the second time you're opening another annual general meeting for ATIDI. Since you assumed office as president, you have not stopped supporting our institutions. You have actually given it even more momentum. We have seen you in action in all the forums, either at the African Union, at the United Nations, and any forum in TICAD, everywhere you are advocating for our institutions to say African financial institutions need to be supported, and you are leading from the front. I can testify that. Asante San. More recently, since you've gotten a new burst of energy from my brother, Dr. Sidi Ulta, who is also a champion of African economic development. His CV is impeccable. When we look at what he has done at Badea and before at ISEC, and more recently at the African Development Bank. So we have two enormous champions leading African institutions. So thank you again, Dr. Sidi. Dr. Sidi has come with a very brilliant idea. I don't know why we did not think of it before. It was always in our sight. We did not connect it. He realized that what Africa lacks is not capital. What Africa lacks is not more money, but the money is actually here. And he created this vision, which he is now calling NAFAD. NAFAD has always been with us in plain sight, but we could not see it. But through his vision, he has managed to connect it and say, if we look at our investments, our savings sitting in our banks, in our asset managers, in our pension funds, there is enough, about $4 trillion of money in the continent that is sitting idle. And his idea under NAFAD is to connect that money to investable opportunities. And that's the promise of NAFAD. So thank you, Dr. Sidi, for that brilliant vision. And ATIDI will be with you as we execute on that. Why did we choose ATIDI? I think the model of ATIDI is very simple. It's basically, it manages to leverage money, mobilize capital at scale. Every dollar of capital put in ATIDI, we are able to multiply 10 times thanks to partners in this room who are our reinsurers, who help us to leverage every dollar 10 times. So thanks again to the reinsurers in the room for supporting us, and we want your support as we execute on this NAFAD vision. Now, under the NAFAD, we hope that we will be able to get the mobilization of $400 billion. $400 billion in the $4 trillion I mentioned is nothing. So if we can connect with our instruments, giving guarantees to the pension funds, to the savings accounts, through our guarantees, we can tap into that $400 billion we are looking for. It's really 4 or 5% of the $4 trillion that is already sitting here. Mr. President, you have been our champion for many years. At the recent Africa Forward Summit, we saw the announcements. You singularly took our message and said, ATIDI is the choice of a guarantee platform under NAFAD. Thank you for making that promise. And we saw the declaration. You did not stop there. You went one more step. You went to France together with President Macron, President CD, to tell the G7 and say, we have identified our Pan-African Guarantee Platform. Africa should not be treated as an unequal, but we are coming here not to beg, but to say, we have a vehicle, can you beg our vehicle, and we can trade as equals. And the G7 and President Macron also endorsed that. Thank you again, President. What has been ATIDI doing in Kenya? So why is ATIDI important? I know you probably know already, Mr. President, but I wanted the rest of the audience to know our history with Kenya. Since 2000, Kenya has been our gracious host. We have been hosted by Kenya Re, and I think the president of Kenya Re is here somewhere. Thank you for hosting us for 26 years and continue to host us. They have been very gracious, and Kenya has been leading this institution, shepherding it until we are now a $10 billion company. So thank you to Kenya. I'll mention a few projects that we've done in Kenya. You might know about the largest wind project in Africa, Lake Turkana Wind Power. You would know that ATIDI ensured it. You might also know about the second largest wind project in Africa, which is the Kipeto project. Also ATIDI enabled it. These are the type of things that we do in Kenya. If we add all our renewable energy projects in Kenya, they add up to 580 megawatts. This is the kind of intervention we're doing in just clean energy. And we are proud that Kenya is a leading example of renewable energy. We also were with you when Safaricom was going to Ethiopia. We backed Safaricom together with our brothers from Nexi, I hope they're in this room, to say how can Safaricom be de-risked to go into Ethiopia at a time when it was very difficult. There was conflict going on in Ethiopia. ATIDI was there with you. We are also with you here in Kenya. When you look at all your M-Pesa transactions, behind it there's an ATIDI guarantee that is backing the M-Pesa. This is the kind of things that we are doing in country. We are also with you on the affordable housing. Advance payment guarantees that you are giving to your contractors need a counter guarantee to give the government the comfort that if the contractor does not pay, the government is safe. We are giving our guarantees to support the affordable housing program. Again, if we add all our interventions since 2000, all our interventions in Kenya, they total 1 trillion shillings. Amazing. Or $8 billion. So this is really what we are doing in Kenya, and we want to do more. Under NAFAD, we will do more. We'll be here for Kenya today. We'll be here for Kenya tomorrow. We want to support you. We want to support the idea of the infrastructure fund that you've inaugurated. In fact, I was here when you signed the bill. So thank you. We have a role to play in that under NAFAD. So really, I can go on and on and on and say, Kenya is our host. Kenya will always be our host. We are here for you, and we want to be partners to make sure that we economically empower the people of Kenya and of Africa. Long live Kenya. Thank you very much. Mr. President, if you were to give us a bill of all you have done, I don't know how we could pay you.